how does he, like... How does he know when to stop talking, then?
Well, exactly. That's, like, his style, like,
Well, actually, on the scripts, there are just, like, maybe 2 sentences, and then another person's lines.
Yeah, I don't
so
even
maybe
know what that
it's
means.
not
Does that
that
mean
hard.
No colons either, and no dashes, like, out of some, maybe, I don't know.
Like, no
it would probably, it would
apostrophes.
say whose lines they are, and then...
It seems kind of urban legendy, though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real.
Yeah. Like, okay, fuck you, dude.
He just has a weird rhythm to the way he talks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like William Shatner.
Mm-hmm. Or Obama.
Does he?
Obama.
Yeah, he has pauses. That's like one of his
but
people
pauses,
impersonating him. They'll stop talking.
I think his are more.
And then,
but his go in places like where commas or periods are.
That's true.
They're just
it's not like Christopher Walken
emphasized.
Does he stop talking?
Yes, he does.
Like,
yeah, that's what
Play
we
a fucking
say.
Walken clip.
Walken, yeah, he's got a strange rhythm to
I'm not even gonna
speech.
try to
Maybe
do
you're
a
right,
fucking Christopher Walken impression right
ah!
now. Yeah.
That was good.
That's all I got.
That was really good, actually.
That's all I got.
He got his essence.
No, but what I was saying before was
yeah.
like, how can I've heard this multiple times, like in interviews with actors or whatnot. They talk about like how they don't know what the movie's about, or they don't exactly know what they did because they did so much. If that makes sense, and it always intrigues me.
And
like
it's out of order.
I always, as a kid growing up, I thought they shot the movie from the beginning scene to the end.
Some
scene.
movies get shot sequentially.
Yeah, some, but most don't.
Right.
Just because of like scheduling,
scheduling and location.
That's their job though. Like acting.
Oh, I get it. I know, and that's what reminded me. I was like, oh, that's probably harder than it looks.
Like you could jump into like if you were like an animator, you know, you could draw like cell. Like, whatever. We don't do that now.
Yeah.
People don't do that now.
Well, some do.
Sell 150 out of, 1,000. Uh-huh.
And you know where it's at, but like as an actor, you're sort of more like...
It's the same thing. Like you have to do that, but just with your...
That's true. You're right. I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
Was that fucking...
Acting!
Yeah.
Were you guys ever in any plays growing up?
I was in one, and I was the worst experience of my life.
How old were you?
I think I was in 7th grade.
Oh, what play?
I went to a Catholic school, obviously, so
Obviously you did.
Oh shit, I keep forgetting there's other listeners. We've talked about this before.
I know, but
I've gone to Catholic school.
Yes, okay, I just think it is funny out of context.
Okay, obviously.
That's true. Alright. Anyway,
obviously the play was Jesus Christ Superstar.
No, it wasn't Jesus Christ Superstar. It was his birth. It was Christmas play.
Oh, did they show the birth?
Yeah, they did. No. It was the manger scene. It was like
the nativity scene.
The nativity scene.
Yeah,
otherwise known as the manger
say
scene.
that. Like, why did you say his birth?
I don't know.
That's a weird.
Okay,
so because you guys aren't savvy to.
So it's about
I know what happened. With Jesus.
Yeah.
He was.
You're getting. Let me fucking tell the story, all right?
But like, did she get pregnant
out of an egg?
Because nobody.
This isn't even about
an immaculate birth. So did he grow fully, like inside of the womb?
Yeah, I mean,
style.
But
he was just like
most people don't know. It only took a week.
Yeah,
and then he popped out in an egg.
True.
Yeah,
and
actually,
the wise men.
We had a Mr. Potato Head for Jesus, like in the play.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
That would be funny, but no. I was one of the shepherds that sees the angel.
Okay.
And
What was your big line?
I had one line.
You remember what it was?
And it was, you'll never guess what it was.
No, I'm asking.
No, we're not going to try and guess because we know.
It was take me to your leader.
No.
It was.
No, it's not.
It was. It was. It was. I swear to God.
Did your class
There's probably
write
film of this. No, I don't. Some like.
Oh my God.
Some woman who wasn't a teacher, who was just like hired for this for some reason, wrote a goofy.
Oh, it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was supposed to be goofy and like non.
I see. So like non-canonical.
Yeah, it was
not the.
It was.
Was it Jesus canon?
Yeah, this was off canon. But
it was like Arkham Asylum. Like it's not even. They don't even.
That's like. Have you guys ever seen that movie Love Actually?
No.
That British
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Oh my God.
There's
the guy
a scene.
That fucked the prostitute guy. What's his name?
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Hugh Grant. So there's a scene where there's like a big nativity play, but to include more students, they have like all of the animals they can think of. Like one is a lobster in the play.
Wow. Okay, that's funny.
It's a great movie.
Based on a book, I think.
It might be.
Maybe I always have like a misconception about rom-coms. I just don't go see them because they're rom-coms. Mm-hmm. Especially when it's like huge cast member rom-coms where it's like fucking 12 A-listers and fucking stuck in one movie, and they each have like a different relationship. It's not like they're supporting characters. They're all just like, oh, we're gonna jump to this story, to this story, to this story, to this story, to this story.
It's just a nice montage.
What's that
of
called?
Cute people.
When it's like an ensemble.
Yeah,
ensemble.
Yeah.
I thought I said
Ensemble.
that.
Speaking of ensembles, that's
We're
what
here.
we are.
What are we here for?
It's the hair club for ensembles. Hair club
I didn't get to finish my story.
ensembles.
Oh, so what happened? So you say take me to your leader?
Actually,
Yeah.
ensembles.
And I mean, nothing else actually. I didn't finish my story.
Hair club for movies.
And then Jesus was born. That's the rest of my story.
Yeah. Happy Easter, everybody.
No, that's not today.
That's a nice tie-in.
No, not really, because we're talking about the Christmas story.
Yeah.
Well, that's the origin of Easter.
Yeah. It's the end of the
That's
story.
Jesus' origin story. And then Easter is like it's
the climax.
It's the climax.
Yeah,
arc.
that's when he reaches his final form.
And then he's reborn into his final
the
form.
return of Superman.
And he defeats Frieza. Wait,
It's the return of Superman.
this is the Hair Club for Saiyans.
Which
Hair Club for movies. I am Michael.
I'm Andrew. Wait, did you already say?
Sure.
And I picked the movie this week. We watched Akira.
Akira.
Yes, you did.
Akira.
Akira.
Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah, I was thinking that the whole movie. I was like, his name's Canada.
Really?
They're saying it.
You were thinking that the whole
I was
movie?
thinking that the whole movie because they say his name a lot.
Well, we say Akira.
Well,
Akira.
He's one of the main characters.
I thought the main character's name was Akira until it's the first scene of the movie, and I was like, oh, his name's not Akira. Who the fuck's Akira?
Oh, well, no shit.
Yeah.
It's like Doctor Who.
Yeah, his name's not who.
Yep. No.
Damn.
Well, it is. I mean, it's no.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
I've never seen a single episode of Doctor Who.
Oh.
I feel like you would probably shit on it.
I probably would.
I feel like you'd shit on it.
Aren't they wearing like tinfoil hats like most of the time?
Oh, that's OG shit. I haven't watched.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched any of the original episodes.
Where it's like mostly green screen.
I'm sure
like
it's
bad green screen.
But like that's endearing to me sometimes.
It's endearing to anyone who like was exposed to it when it came out.
Just like
I don't think I can
anything that I can tell is handmade on that scale. That's
even like finger paints, like backgrounds. It's like, oh, they handmade it.
Even the new ones are clearly handmade, but just to like an extreme level.
Yeah.
It's because the BBC is funded, by the public. That's like PBS.
Oh, you're right.
Too.
I keep forgetting about
and
that.
HBO. Yeah, and that's why there's this.
Well, the thing is, HBO, I don't think they would have much.
You have to pay for
a budget if it was
but that's a subscription.
But it's privately owned, so that's why they can do what they like because the viewers pay for it, and that's the demand.
Yeah,
that's the only way they can.
Well, PBS has like struggles with funding though, so
and that's why Sesame Street's on fucking HBO now.
Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot.
It's on HBO first. And then they air it after the next day or something.
That's actually a great idea.
Sesame Street's been playing the same clips for 40 years. Do they still have access to those old
Yeah, they could. It's still. They're just
Sesame Street. They
still
makes
new episodes.
Yeah, they do, but they reuse the same.
Oh yeah, they do
a lot of the old songs.
Like there's only 27 letters in the alphabet.
But each day is brought to you by a different one.
27
or a number.
I mean, they can't even. They don't even have enough for a whole month.
Anyway, Akira.
Yeah.
Let's go to the notes.
I don't have any notes.
Well, what'd you guys think of it? This is one of my favorites. So
should we do a summation? I couldn't even begin.
Yeah, we can do a bit of one. It's about a gang of motorcycle bikers called the Capsule Gang. Although I feel like they only say it once in the movie.
But they all have those jackets with the
only Kaneda has
only
it.
Kaneda.
You're right. The main character is Kaneda, who's a big.
They all look the same.
Big tough guy with a cool red motorcycle, and his friend Tetsuo. And it's really a story about friendship.
It is.
It is, yeah.
And that's
a story
I like about it.
Like just teenage sort of.
Well, yeah, kids that grew up together.
Yeah.
They get into a fight with a rival gang, Tetsuo. has a traffic accident caused by a young boy who is a psychic that has been experimented on by the government.
Yeah, that's where it sort of jumps the shark, but...
Jumps the
No, that's
shark.
where it gets into the shark, baby.
Yeah, that's what I know.
This is an
I'm just saying, like, the way you were describing it,
Yeah.
everything was normal until, he gets in a traffic accident with a young boy psychic
who is being protected by a character called the Colonel, who I think is a very important one, although he looks a lot like the character Ryu.
I was about to say that, yeah, he looks exactly like the guy...
Yeah, you can tell from the haircut.
Wait,
yeah,
the Colonel guy with the army dude?
Yeah, the guy that...
He looks like not... From, are you talking about Ryu from Street Fighter?
No,
no, in the same movie.
Okay.
Yeah. In the same movie, yeah.
I was like, what?
He had the same gigantic, like, torso.
Because he looks like...
And small head with,
that
like,
other
same
dude
haircut.
from Street Fighter.
So,
with the hairy chest.
These...
Yeah, not him.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do know who you're talking about, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, not him at all.
So the government's been experimenting on these children for 30 years, ever since Tokyo City was destroyed in a massive explosion.
Nuclear.
Nuclear in quotation marks, you could say.
Yes.
And
allegedly.
I think I'm losing it right now.
Yeah.
So Tetsuo gains powers that he's unfamiliar with. There's some creepy dream sequences where these kids
but are they dreams?
Yeah, they're dreams.
The kids are like forcing them onto Tetsuo, I believe.
Yeah, but eventually then they're not. They're like waking dreams. Yeah. Right? When he starts fighting them. Like with the bear, I wrote it down.
Well,
the stuffed animal milk trip out scene.
Yeah, but I mean, those don't exist to other people though, so he's just sort of freaking out.
But he's like in there.
What do you mean?
And it's happening, and he's like, it's like affecting the world around him.
Oh, clearly, because he is blowing shit up.
Yeah, but he just sees it differently. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a dream; it's a hallucination.
Yeah,
like a waking dream.
Yeah. So there's a long struggle where there are two resistance fighters, Kei and Ryu, who are trying to stop this government experimentation.
Yep.
At one point, Kei and Kaneda team up to save Tetsuo and rescue him. He escapes. There is a coup d'etat performed by the military. They take over the government. There's, military oppression going on.
There's like rioting.
While
there was actually rioting from the beginning. Yeah. But I don't remember.
No, there was rioting because of Akira.
No, I mean, in the beginning, when they're still on the motorcycles before Tetsuo gets his powers or he gets in the accident, there is rioting.
Because it's like post-war and people are like...
people are just unhappy.
Well, this also takes place before the Neo-Tokyo Olympic Games, which are actually coming up.
You got that shit.
In the exact same year that
2019?
Really? Oh, did they fucking plan that?
This movie's...
Oh, did they?
No. Japan was probably like... Akira's awesome. Let's have the Olympics in the same year.
It's not up to them. People like a council.
They have a say.
Committee.
But no, cities put their bid in.
Yeah.
And then the committee decides.
Okay, I guess you're right. Maybe someone saw Akira.
This movie is set in maybe someone saw Akira.
Maybe someone on the committee.
I'm sure one of them did, at least. Because this is like a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
But it happens in 2019.
Awesome.
And they're building an Olympic stadium presumably for the next year.
Wait, 2019?
That's when the movie...
2020. Because the Olympics are this year, actually.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
they're building them. They're building They're in progress of building the stadium. Yeah. So you could, say that maybe it's going to happen that next year. It's unclear, but it's still tight.
Yeah, it is awesome. I do like that.
It's like that.
You can bet the opening ceremony for that Olympics will include the bike.
It's like that thing in I Am Legend, that Batman Superman poster in I Am Legend.
Mm-hmm. There was a Batman and Superman poster,
and it's the same logo too.
What?
Because they've used that same logo before with the bat.
Was it like
Superman
a quick? Was it like a quick in the background thing?
No, it's on fully a billboard on a big in Times Square or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm not sure what year that happens in. It's supposed to be happening in, but still.
That's sweet. Yeah.
So that's a segue.
We're in the Matrix.
We can put that off for a second.
Yeah, we can talk about Superman.
We'll get there.
Batman,
we'll get
Spider-Man,
there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
But is the summation over?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in the end it's revealed Akira has been long dead and is he was a boy, but he became like the powerful. He's like the entire energy of the universe now, and he's been dead and held in captivity, so he cannot affect anything any longer.
Yeah.
And the 3 children awaken him. Tetsuo gains some of that power and expands beyond his control.
Like, turns into a giant mechanical and
blob.
Fat.
Yeah, and then
power
apparently the universe is being born again, and the 3 children sacrifice themselves to stop it and save Kaneda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
I sort of rushed through the ending because I had to give it to you. I was like watching. I was watching it, and then you were like, "Can you drop it off?" I was like, oh,
I had it for a solid week and didn't watch it until the last day. So it's my fault.
It's okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
The movie takes place in 2019 and depicts Neo Tokyo creating a new Olympic stadium. Coincidentally, Tokyo is scheduled to host the 2020 Summer Olympics. Yeah. So there you go.
Cool. Pretty cool. All right. So
they will.
That was long-winded.
There's probably going to be.
I feel like I skipped some parts too. That's Akira.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna just like Tokyo citizens are probably just gonna riot just for continuity purposes.
Just not because the actual war could possibly be breaking out at any given time, though, too.
That's true.
That'd be cool if real war happened.
No, that wouldn't be cool.
Let's have a real war.
Oh, did you know that Japan has a military?
They don't. You can look it up.
You can look it up. Actually,
I
want you to look it up right now.
This is for listeners. This is a callback to the episode we did on the host.
A long episode ago.
Which is actually Korean, so whatever Andrew's saying is racist.
They are constitutionally limited to self-defense.
Isn't every fucking military kind of that way too, though?
Except for ours.
Yeah, not the fucking
Everyone
USA.
claims it's national security when they go
listen,
war, whether it is or not.
All I'm asking right now, who's number one?
We are.
You damn right.
You damn right. You're wearing a hat that says America.
America.
America. Oh, never mind. Okay.
That'd be great, though.
May officially have no military according to Article 9 of its constitution. Mm-hmm. It does have Japan self-defense forces.
Well, I said this only because I saw in the news recently that they changed it quite recently.
Oh, so you're saying you were wrong?
No, I'm saying that I am right now.
You've been waiting. Now you are right.
Yeah.
But your previous argument to something that happened in the past.
Well, what I said before wasn't that they had a military. I said they had a navy.
I have it recorded.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. And you hear me say
about the host
that Japan has to have a navy.
Okay. Anyhow, let's talk about the score.
The score
was excellent.
The score was really cool,
and I thought the sound
I don't remember
the sound editing is one of the coolest parts of this film too.
The sound editing.
Yeah, the way, like, sound effects, like, the way the bike sounded, especially the hover bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally liked the colors, actually. The colors were the shit.
The colors.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the score.
What? I'm serious. The fucking, like, with every background, it didn't have to... It wasn't, like, hyper-realistic.
I read that they had to... Because this was still cell animation still, obviously.
You can see some of the cell shadows in certain shots.
Yeah,
actually.
There's a scene I noticed with the general guy. He's in the elevator.
Yeah,
and there was just a slight shadow, but I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
that show that can. You're looking like I said. This movie should be just
They're
like
obviously
framed
not going
and
for realism.
hung on a wall.
They're going for.
I said about 2001.
Yeah,
but I also agree about this movie too. What'd you say?
Well, this movie, it's not going for realism. It's very stylized.
Sure,
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
But I love when you can see in comics, old comics especially, with like the printing press, it's like offset and it's not lining up right, or whatever.
Yeah,
and like in animation where you can see like pencil left over or something,
a little scratch,
or like animation that goes out of the way to make sure you know it's handmade, like Don Hertzfeldt.
Yeah.
But they said that. I read that they had to create like 50 different new colors of paint.
Yeah.
Just for this movie because it's so much of it shot and it's supposed to be at night.
Yeah,
so
it has to like be a perceived sort of
probably mostly for like shadow
lighting.
Colors and stuff.
Yeah,
that's so fucking crazy to think about. They made up colors for this shit.
Well, the thing is,
just because it's a specific kind of paint, cell paint.
Yeah, with cell animation, you have to make sure that like whatever paint you use for a specific character, or like say Kaneda's jacket,
right?
Like they have to know the exact mixture of paint because they have to keep reusing it.
Sure,
and they can't just guess.
So that becomes like
like a standard
jacket one.
Yeah, like jacket red
base.
Like I don't know.
What a cool jacket, right?
Yeah, what a cool bike. That's the coolest thing in the whole movie.
They actually had real people that like designed the what's it called when they're experimental designs for like cars and motorcycles. Concept motorcycles. Like people came in to design them.
That's and awesome. That was also rad. I love this about Japanese animation. A lot of the time they put so much like attention to detail and stuff like the stickers on. There's like a Citizen Watches sticker, as a Canon.
Yeah, some of them are real. I think.
Yeah, I think they were all real.
That's awesome.
And that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at like people's shirts, there's always like a logo and says something or like a button or like an extra collar or a buckle or like their hat is like. I love that shit so much. It's so like specific. Yeah, and like gives everyone's wearing very specific outfits. And like I don't know, like that.
Did you notice
shit,
No. The three children, they are all playing with the toys they're later pictured as in the film.
That makes sense. I didn't pick that was probably my favorite scene.
Did you also know that they were like ugly as fuck? Like I couldn't.
Are they supposed to just look like old or like kind of corpsey?
No, well they're actually 30 years old. They're like or older because they were around when Akira was around.
Yeah,
Akira.
So they don't really go into what experimentation happened, but
I always think about like when things are animated so stylistically, like off of that. You said that this movie was going to be adapted, but then eventually they used part of that.
I can go into that, but
another
I think
movie.
Before we get into it, I think we might take a short break.
Oh shit!
I'll be right back.
You gotta take it.
That's perfect.
Back to the hair club. So, like 7 or maybe 5 years ago, they were going to make a live-action version of the film Akira.
Is this your segue?
Well, he mentioned it before the break. So
that's what we're back. By the way,
segue is.
Yeah.
This film became what was released as Chronicle.
Oh, I was like, this seems.
Is it another animated
very
movie?
familiar?
No, it's live action, and they made so many changes to the script, the original Akira script. They scrapped the idea of it
that
being...
movie came out. Oh, that fucking movie.
They scrapped the idea of it being an Akira remake, and we're like, we're just going to steal a few of our favorite scenes and put them in a completely different movie about superheroes.
Now, what scenes were those?
Well, there's
the whole concept of friends like turning against each other because
I get that. I get
having the power go to his head.
Yeah. But there's also the hospital scene. I think I haven't seen this in a few years. Like with the bandages on his head.
Tight.
It's actually a pretty good movie,
really?
And I don't have a problem with the.
I wasn't too thrilled about the trailer. It looked
I am of the opinion that. People have been saying this about Batman vs. Superman. That one of their arguments is like, oh, I saw the trailer, and they're like, I didn't care. Trailers are fucking trash. Like,
most of the time, they do a pretty good job of telling you what's expected.
No, I feel like the opposite. I feel like there are people that have like end up can tell a story with the trailer, and they end up doing like it helps the film, but most of the time I feel like
it's just marketing. But to get you to like show up to the film.
I know, but I feel like it would be better if people they would make like a separate thing as a trailer that had nothing to do. I don't know. Like I feel like
a misleading trailer.
Yeah,
I've had that idea for a long time.
I feel like
actually, I wish they would.
And I know. I think people do that every once in a while. But
they did for District 9. They had all the marketing for
propaganda stuff. Right?
Was nothing that weren't clips from the movie.
That's viral, baby.
But I think because I feel like so many people prejudge movies nowadays just from that trailer.
Well, how could they not? Because I mean, like you're gonna have an opinion
exactly though. But wouldn't I feel like movies would benefit. The art of movies, like people could appreciate movies and way better
without trailers.
Yeah, because
I agree.
Old trailers would have like that voiceover and like
those were terrible.
But nowadays it's always clips.
It's like what will happen? What will happen? What's it going to be like?
The highest stakes you could possibly
give it all
imagine.
to you in that shit. And people were like, "Oh, what the fuck?" You know what I mean? Like that question should should be the reason you go see the movie.
I think that trailers they should limit themselves to only the setup of the plot.
Yeah,
you know,
like the first act.
Take
stuff from the first 20 minutes of the movie and nothing else. Yeah.
Because then, like when surprises happen, like people have seen that already.
Well, 10 Cloverfield Lane's a good example of one where they don't give anything away.
Yeah.
I mean, they give away the basic setup,
and that's what makes it intriguing. Like that's the reason why you're gonna go see that.
You know,
they show a few clips where you're like, okay, it does get exciting. Tensions rise,
but
and
not
there's action,
why or how.
But that's to be expected. Yeah. It's not going to be like a comedy.
Just a few enticing little bits.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know.
I still haven't seen it, so I'm glad you guys didn't say anything about it. And he hasn't seen Batman vs Superman, so we can't really talk about that either.
Oh right, yeah. We can do spoiler-free ones.
How? Spoiler free? Yeah. What do you guys?
Let me think about this. Spoiler free. So
everyone else I've talked to, except for you guys,
let's sell you on
did not like it. Now I don't expect this to be like a realistic portrayal.
Yeah.
I don't expect this to be anything like the Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, it's not.
Joints.
No,
it's not.
And it's not. It's nothing. Zack Snyder lives within his own like. When he makes these movies, I feel like he takes in what he took in and then makes something new from that.
He creates a singular vision.
And I appreciate that about movies. I think that when people are like, well, it's nothing like the comics, is like an invalid argument because
because this is a fucking movie, idiot.
It's a movie. It should be separate.
I have a lot of feelings about adaptations of any form. And I think it's impossible to keep... Like, it's silly to try to make the thing exactly the same as it was in a different medium.
But I just think, what's the point of making it again if it exists in this medium? So, like, you can take that as inspiration and make it something else. Like
just like 2001, they released it in two mediums simultaneously, but they knew that certain things wouldn't work in one or the other, so they were like, we're gonna, trim it down for the movie.
Yeah.
And then for the book, they
explain. But even like in this case with Batman and Superman, like people are expecting them to like remake the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
which is that's where
like
Batman
that comic book, but
I
understand.
But this is not that story. It's a similar story. Yeah. It's almost the opposite story in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because in the comic, Batman's old and retired.
Yeah, well, Ben Affleck's he's been at it for a long time.
Yeah, he's portrayed as being a veteran in this.
He says in the movie...
He's not starting out as Batman.
He's like been Batman.
Yeah,
well, that's Ben. I mean, how many times do we need to hear that origin story?
And they give it to you, they're like, in case you don't fucking know, here you go.
Yeah, in case you don't fucking know the most, like, memorable
easy.
Fucking...
His parents are dead.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
I think they handled it well, though.
Me too.
They did a whole show about Batman's origin, right?
Gotham. I like it. I watch it every week, but it exists in it's not canon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. There is no canon, really.
Or there's 20 canons.
Yeah, exactly. You can choose to believe that this exists or choose not to.
It is interesting. Have you seen Man of Steel yet?
Which one is that?
The Superman movie that is
Zack Snyder did.
Technically,
this is the sequel.
Oh, is that the one with Australian man?
Henry Cavill. What's fucking
He's
Superman?
The same Superman.
It's the sequel to this. It's Batman Superman is the sequel.
Russell Crowe. Is Russell Crowe in that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that. It was pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So if you like that,
you'll definitely like
probably
this.
Like this.
Oh, okay.
Because this one is better.
Did you have a problem with Superman's destruction of shit?
Like the amount of property damage.
Yeah,
no.
Me
I pictured him as like a dumb teenager almost.
Exactly. Well,
I think that was
the point.
The reason I
learns from it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people, their argument is that like, how could they ever fight? Why would it ever be a good fight? And I think it's not about, as someone that hasn't seen it, it's not about power level. It's about what is driving these characters.
Yeah,
and they both have very different ideas of like what is justice.
Yeah,
and
it really more interesting. It came out like each like Superman and Batman's both of their motivations were like justified, and you wanted to get behind each of them. Yeah. So that when they fought, you're just like, I don't even know who I'm fucking rooting for right now, and it's badass.
I know.
Obviously you do.
Yeah. Come on, any sane person is not rooting for Superman because he sucks. Fuck him.
He's a Boy Scout.
But also,
he's a Boy Scout.
Civil War is coming up, and that's
very
a similar story. Yeah. Well, good people that have different conflicting motivations.
It actually is almost the same conflict where it's someone who has ultimate power. and someone who is trying to
I don't know.
Power
it's
in
like
the hands
communism versus capitalism.
In a way, but it's
because I don't
within America. It's within the context of America.
Yeah,
it's Captain America.
Well, that's what I mean. Like Captain America represents like trying to keep.
Are they doing
power.
the same thing as the comic in this one? Like deciding like
I don't know.
So you know what happens in the comic?
No, I don't.
I don't know.
So okay, quick.
The Civil War comics.
There's like a reality show, some fucking kids, some fucking, I don't know, some superheroes. They're on this reality show. Okay. They're not doing this in the comics. Blah, blah, blah. Superheroes kill innocent people on accident or some shit. And that's like the final straw. They're like, okay.
They're outlawed.
Superheroes or masked, whatever they call them.
The Incredibles?
Have to register and like, you can't be private. Like,
good point though.
You can't be anonymous anymore. Like, you have to be registered and you have to like, the government has to know who you are.
Yeah.
And then, so that's whether the divide goes.
Okay.
So, yeah, Tony Stark is obviously, everybody knows who he's Iron Man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so then, he's on that side, clearly.
Yeah. And then Captain America, I mean, people kind of know who he is, but, like, he's American. He's for, like, you know.
Well, he's for, like, civil liberties.
Exactly.
And, like, you know, not like, having to answer to like a.
But people know who Captain America is, right? I mean,
but
he's not.
But
famous.
He was on a trading card.
But that's the point. Like, is like he was already exposed, and he doesn't want to have to. Like he believes that that's an invasion of people's privacy.
Yeah.
Because he's like a true patriot.
In the what was it? Captain America: Winter Soldier. The movie that came
liked
out,
it.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
I loved Winter Soldier.
And the biggest conflict in that was the fact that they were going to have. Like, the government was going to get, like, so much power over its citizens that he was not okay with that.
Well, I mean, Captain America's stuff has always been, like, a metaphor for, like...
For just the government.
Yeah,
just
like...
Just the dichotomy of, like, you know, governmental power or, like, the people having the power.
Because it's literally...
What is America?
It's literally the government making this man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And like,
he is a product
creating a tool.
Yeah.
That, they want to have kill stuff, but he's like, nah.
He's like, nah, man, I think
I'm going to be like, good.
No, man.
But anyway, okay, Batman, Superman. Good.
So I'll go see it.
You should go see it. I don't think you'll dislike it. And I think the main reason I've talked about you about this. I think the main reason people
talked about you.
Yep.
I've talked about this to you. I think the main reason people... God, I can't fucking talk.
It's okay.
The main reason people are hating on this movie and giving it like, oh, it sucks, is just because someone they know said it sucked.
I feel like a lot of people are spewing I hated it.
That's what I mean, like a bandwagon, just like, everyone doesn't like it, so I guess I'm not supposed to like it.
The biggest problem I have, do you care? It's kind of a spoiler. Not really, I mean, it's in the trailer.
No, I don't care that much.
So, like, Batman always has guns on his, like, plane... in, like, the Batmobile. But he uses it to, like, shoot other things.
Like, other vehicles, probably.
Or whatever, yeah. And Batman's anti-guns. Or just anti-killing. Or
that's like...
anti-trying to not kill as often as he possibly can.
Yeah.
But it'll, like...
He never intentionally
put you in a coma.
kills. Like, if he has the choice between...
But he has, like... I think he has suspension of disbelief sometimes. Like... Yeah. He probably didn't die, but I'm not gonna
well, in the Nolan
building
movies,
blew up, but I'm sure they're all fine.
Well, they pointed it out in the Batman Begins when Ra's al Ghul is in the train. He's like, "I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you."
Exactly.
Like that's his stance.
Well, but in this movie, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But then it's like so some people die because of like shooting something and then it explodes. Mm-hmm. But like
there are some definite Batman.
I feel like the stakes are higher in this, and it's like okay, because he's like over it. Like,
he is.
This.
I do like that about this Batman. He is fucking over.
He just plays. I like Ben Affleck. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's another thing. People just like hate Ben Affleck. Like, why?
I had the same
because he plays a white guy.
Well, no, I hated him for a couple of other reasons, like interviews he's had where I'm like, oh, that's who he is. Fuck him.
But he's an actor. He's not that dude. He's playing Batman.
No, we can talk about it later. But like,
I mean, I've heard Christian Bale's a huge son of a bitch.
But I like his acting.
He can be, but I doubt he's always.
Yeah,
you know,
most actors
same with Ben Affleck.
Filled with craziness. And other actors.
But what I was gonna say was. When I saw Ben Affleck was going to be the new Batman before any of the trailers, when it was just announced, I was like, oh, fuck.
You shit on it.
I was like, damn it, I'm not expecting this to be good. But when I saw it went above my expectations, and he did a great job.
Yeah.
So, long story short,
shirt.
Go see it. Go make your own opinion.
Go see it in theaters. I would say go see it in theaters too, because I feel like that always makes a movie better.
So Akira. Now, so I have some notes I haven't even gotten into.
Yeah, get on those notes.
Lots of tangents today.
I noticed early on the gang seemed concerned about Tetsuo, but not too worried about him when they found out he had gone missing in a hospital apparently.
Yeah,
but they never try to go see him. They're just like, oh, he got hurt. He's in a hospital.
Well, I mean, that's a safe assumption.
Eventually, they get worried, but at first, they're not like, we should go.
Well, they get worried when he gets taken the second time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because he was having a mental breakdown, and he was which was freaking me out too, by the way, when his entire guts fall out. He's just imagining that, and I was like, did that just fucking happen? But then it was
not yet.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. But yeah, they freak out. Or they don't freak out, but they do get concerned when, out of nowhere, there's just fucking people here again, and they're taking him again. That's when they get a little concerned.
I was they probably are used to fuck you. They're probably used to that shit happening because they probably have gotten into some.
Yeah, that's a good point. They've probably all been injured and been in accidents,
and been fucking
crashed their moats,
quickly arrested by the police.
I wrote down this line that the Colonel says early on, and this was before I finished the movie, and after I finished it, I loved the character of the Colonel.
Okay.
But he says this line early on, my job isn't to believe or disbelieve, but to act or not act.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of dumb, poor translation, but...
No, it's pretty...
it's a good summation of his character.
Yeah. What drives him.
I wrote down...
And what drives anyone like him, actually. That's a good, that's a good quote for just people in charge. You're either gonna be someone who.
Well, he's not trying to understand it. He's just.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
there's two things you can do if you're a leader. It's you can try and come up with the best way
or
of doing
do not.
it.
There is no fucking try.
No, not really. But I mean, everyone tries everything.
I wrote down my favorite line. It was, "He's our friend. If anyone kills him, it should be us."
Yeah.
These
pretty much sums up
these
the whole
biker
movie.
gangs. Their mentality. It's almost like Mad Max. Anything goes. People are gonna die.
They're like a pack of wolves. They're just they'll fucking kill the alpha if they have to.
Yeah.
After seeing this, I see where probably absolutely some inspiration came to Attack the Block.
Oh yeah.
Just the idea of. A lot
they're
of...
not the heroes that we
things,
want, but they're the only ones
the heroes we deserve, yeah. But that just this group of whatever, bad people, presumably, whatever, and they end up doing good, that's, but I feel like that's happens a lot. Reluctant heroes.
Yeah.
Reluctant hero stories.
Well, it's just the theme that I think it'll always come up when there's kids in a group
Goonies.
Lord of the Flies or Goonies. There's always
Lord of the Flies.
I'm trying to say there's always a power struggle.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's clear. It's visible, whether it's tiny and there's just a little bit of conflict where they don't like each other, or
Who's the biggest fly?
Or it's do
you know
really big
about?
I'm playing a character, a guy who hasn't read.
Yeah. But or the conflict is really big where it's
the end of the world,
Tetsuo fucking just being you know what, we're friends, but now I've always hated you and I'm just gonna start fucking shit up because now I'm more powerful than you.
Yeah,
I'm stronger than you now, so we're not friends anymore.
And I'm tired of you always looking out for me,
bossing me around, just being that relationship.
Further about the Colonel,
the Goku.
One of my favorite scenes is when they're on a rooftop and the government forces
they show up
and he convinces them just by appealing to their human nature. This is the time. This is not the time to follow your orders. This is the time
some shit's going down.
Where
wait, when are you talking about?
They're on the rooftop and government forces show up with guns and they're outpowered and the Colonel steps forward and appeals to their sensibilities.
Oh yeah.
Well, he does that.
Able to convince them.
He does that after he's shoot that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He pulls like a mafia
the coup. No, that's the
that's true.
He performs a coup right there.
I get that. It's just. He didn't start with the appeal to better nature. He was shoot that asshole right now so I can say what I want.
But it showed up in other films. I feel who really has power? Is it the people paying them? Is it the people that were, elected into office, or is it...
That always intrigues me when, when something very bad is happening.
Shit.
Like, what do people fall back on? Do they fall back on, the system, or do they fall back on protecting themselves? Or
fight or flight,
or is it for the greater good?
Exactly,
which I think that's what the Colonel's concerned with, because he knows the truth of the original explosion.
He knows the frailty,
and he knows what's at stake, and he's doing everything he can, even if he's breaking the law, even if he has to kill people.
That gets into some really interesting ethics, because you don't know what's good, because technically our definition of good as
you know that
American
the world
citizens,
ending is not good.
Yeah.
So,
but how many people know what you know, and they're acting on just convention, and you're trying to break the convention in order to save everyone.
Well, that's what he's saying when he's saying it's my job to act or not act.
Oh, I get that.
I have this set of shit that I know.
It's just from the perception of people who don't know what the Colonel knows.
He kind of doesn't have to give a shit about what the people.
Yeah,
think
I don't think he does.
I know.
He doesn't.
I'm trying to use this argument maybe world leaders see themselves as that. And then they start giant coups and wars.
They absolutely, definitely, positively do.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They think what they're doing is for the greater good of all, even though they're killing people.
Yeah,
and
because it's all relative. Everyone's
that's what I'm trying to say, yeah.
Good.
Do you have another note, Drew?
Not really. Stuffed animal milk trip out scene.
Was that your favorite scene?
It was just cool.
The song in that scene was really cool.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about the
part of the reason I chose this movie is because I thought it might creep you out.
It was creepy.
It was pretty. Yeah,
I've seen a bunch of the scenes though beforehand.
Okay,
just not the whole movie all the way through.
Because I know I can't make you watch an actual horror film, so I try to get as close as I can.
Yeah, we should.
Animes
watch
can get fucking weird.
Creepy is this stuff animated is not creepy, but Japanese horror is the ultimate combination of both things.
Fuck yeah, I can't.
So that's some shit you need to watch.
I used to watch that together.
My friend told me
Ringu,
famous Japanese horror story.
I haven't seen that shit. Not trying.
A word of mouth, a campfire story, an old horror story called The Red Room, I think, or something like that.
Oh wait, I heard about that where there's the keyhole. Yeah, real fucking
freaked me out.
I don't want to hear it.
It was one of the few times where a word of mouth story really fucking scared the shit out of me. I had the same reaction as if I was seeing it.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
It was freaking
nice.
Yeah, look up The Red Room.
Yeah, you should look it up. It's a good story.
So, part of the reason I chose Akira after seeing
Akira
2001 together 2 weeks ago, I feel like thematically, one of the biggest conclusions in this film is that Akira is a force driving the expansion of the universe. He's the ultimate power of the universe. And I think that's similar to the force the aliens have on humanity in 2001. They are the force driving evolution.
Yeah. Well,
they also are very rarely visualized. The aliens in 2001 are only visualized by the monolith. And in Akira, they do show his physical form once or twice.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just the frozen organ jars.
Oh, right.
Which I thought was interesting.
So Akira is an alien, or
No, I think it's just
a young boy whose mind is awoken. He becomes that ultimate energy.
Yeah. It transcends up to a specific echelon of power.
But now Akira is almost like a godlike force that they were trying to suppress for all this time.
It's like what happens to the Green Lantern.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, something happens in one of the crises, Final Crisis. I
have not seen the Green Lantern movies.
No, not the fucking movies.
I know.
Dude.
I'm just saying. I
There's
don't
only
even
one movie.
Think about it.
But the force of the Green Lanterns.
No, Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, he dies in one of the Final Crisis or some shit, and then he becomes this fucking universal energy. Then he's called the fucking something else. He watches over, and he's got a cloak.
Does he turn into a giant ring?
He's got a cloak now.
Dr. Manhattan, is that the guy from Watchmen?
Like Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah. It's one of the coolest superheroes ever. Because he's not a superhero; he's just a fucking force of nature. Yeah, and God, in the Watchmen, my favorite scene in the
Watchmen, not the
Watchmen,
not
the Watchmen.
The Watchmen.
Well, I have to describe the movie.
The Watchmaker.
Watchmen.
In Watchmen.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, in Watchmen,
Jesus.
Dr. Manhattan...
It's like someone's last name.
When he, like, thinks that he gave his old lover cancer, and he's remembering that time with her, where he's like, yeah, I just don't like her anymore because I'm a fucking god. Yeah. I was like one of my favorite
You're getting
scenes.
older.
I know, it's like I saw her aging in front of me, and I wasn't aging at all, and I was thinking, why am I still with this person? I don't know why, but it was so selfish of a thought, but it was a realistic thought in his, with the character he was.
Billy Crudup.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty good job.
The MasterCard guy, right?
The MasterCard guy, the guy who was Julia Roberts' awesome husband in Eat, Pray, Love.
He's also the voice of Prince Ashitaka
in Princess
Mononoke.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. True.
When I found that out, I was like, well, really? I expect... Because he had such a fucking high-pitched kid voice.
He was the guy that was like, oh, a box of chocolates, $5.
What?
A dozen roses, $50.
That was him?
Experiences are priceless. Yeah.
He did all of those?
I think at least the original ones. I think they usually get sound-alikes after that, after a while.
Yeah,
people like that. But yeah.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure it was one of those credit card things. Okay. Well, anyway, so what did we give Akira?
I rate that. I mean, I picked it. I rated a Drew.
Ooh, me too. I gave it a Drew.
I gave it a Michael ++. I can't give it a Drew yet.
You're such an Andrew. God.
Yeah. Damn it. I didn't give it an Andrew.
That's how you know somebody. Like,
well, I say that because at the end of the movie, it was still sort of like a ridiculous story.
It's a fucking animated sci-fi movie.
I know.
Oh.
And
okay. Yeah. Fine. Bye.
I'm not saying it was like, what? Do you really expect me to just be like, it was the most perfect movie ever? Visuals were amazing.
Bye, fool.
Well,
this is the first time I watched it.
Me too. And I fucking loved it.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
He said he'd never seen it.
I'd seen
in entirety.
I'd seen parts of it. I was like familiar with the visuals and stuff.
Well, okay. I'll also add that it's just like culturally a different movie as well. Like it wasn't an American movie, and I'm used to American story archetypes.
Do you like animation?
I like animation, and that's why I love this movie. That's why I watched this movie. Let's put it this way: I watched this movie because of the fucking top-notch animation and the artistry of it.
Freaking top-notch, guys.
And if this was a live-action movie, I would have been like, oh, what the fuck?
I actually like it for the animation, but I think it's a really unique story. I think part of the reason... I love that it comes down to friendship and not a romance, because almost every story at its core is about like one love connection.
Pointless.
Yeah, and that gets boring over time. And...
I was just talking about the other day with somebody that I'm tired of... Because I was talking about Jessica Jones specifically. Because they were talking about Wonder Woman and how they liked Wonder Woman's portrayal in Batman and Superman. And
it was a great portrayal.
Sorry. And just like, not just in Jessica Jones, but in so many, just everything. There's always those scenes where they're like having sex and talking... Or
how dare they?
They just have sex and they're half naked with the sheet covering just their heads.
But like, first of all, nobody like has full conversations when they're having sex, or then they're like right after they're done having sex, like
they're just talking.
Here's that important thing we're just now talking about. Yeah. But in Jessica Jones, it's like there's
my
always
theory about
these
saving the world is
pointless. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's these pointless like romantic subplots. It's like. That are almost more than most of the action in the show, and her relationship with fucking Luke Cage is like, it becomes the whole thing. It's like, if this were like a Daredevil, like, we could do anything, just like fighting and crazy shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like they need to like lowball it, because it's like, girls won't like it if there's no romance.
Wait, I don't exactly know.
That's a good point.
There.
Like, make a real woman character that's not based around real romance.
Yeah,
yeah. It's like
we've talked about that. There's the Beecham test.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The test to like determine if a film or a TV show really is appealing to feminine audiences.
Yeah. Like two characters, female characters, interact with one another, and they're not talking about
the Bechdel. It's the Bechdel test.
Bechdel.
Batch.
It's probably
batch. It's a batch.
But
test.
Wait, the three.
It's the batch test.
There's three questions you have to ask about it. The movie has to have at least two women in it who talk to each other. about something besides a man.
I don't think Batman Superman passes it.
Most movies don't. That's the thing. Like usually,
Lois Lane's always
there might be a strong
Superman.
female character,
She's
but they're
always
only
talking
to
her and Wonder Woman never talk. They like glance at each other.
That's true.
And even if they were talking, they're talking about
Superman.
Yeah. Damn, that's fucking interesting. Like, just single criteria it has to meet. But
I know it's so
rarely
does it meet it. It's just because mostly men are writing
that means Kill Bill doesn't count as that.
Because she's talking about killing her.
She's always talking about Bill.
Yeah.
Shit.
But
every movie.
Still, that movie's still like amazingly badass.
Yeah, and think about The Hobbit. All the dwarves.
Big surprise.
Dwarves are man.
Oh, big surprise. Well, Lord of the Rings doesn't appeal to women.
Dude, that is the worst part of the movie too. The fact that they added Tariel just for women.
Yeah.
That was the only reason they added the girl elf.
Pointless.
It was pointless.
I love Kate,
but surprisingly, she was not the most pointless character in that movie. You know who was? Alfred. I'm sure you don't because I doubt you watched the movie.
I think the most pointless part is all of it.
No, that's not true.
Their big feet, how do they even walk?
How can they fall down if they have big feet?
Yeah,
that's the best.
They're like weebles.
No, they never fall down, you're right. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Yeah. Hobbits
hobble, but they don't
dangle.
Yep. You got it.
Yeah. I think it's time.
See, I'm not. See,
You're not set up?
I'm not set up if I don't have it on.
Well, shit,
it takes about 3 seconds. Time for the quiz! Okay. Alright. It's my pick, even though I have never won a fucking quiz.
Yeah, Drew over here won.
Drew over here.
We were nice enough to let...
I gave it to him because
he wasn't prepared.
No, I'm prepared.
Don't lie.
I have a list of movies, but I just was like not feeling any of them. So
we're gonna let the Snack King have this one.
Snack King. Snack King Cole.
King like the Rat King.
SnackKing Cole.
But I'm covered in snacks.
Just combination.
I look like a giant
the Snack King.
What'd you buy from the Stop and Go on your way over here this week?
Funyuns, Sprite, Remix, bitch, and some cheese sticks.
I can't knock you for that. I can't knock you for that Sprite Remix. That used to be one of my favorite
cheese sticks
drinks.
Are shit too. I don't know why.
You bite right into it though.
None of the shit. You ate my Funyuns, alright? So you're part of this.
People call it cheese sticks and not string cheese.
Cheese sticks.
That's string cheese.
You know, it's just mozzarella.
Yeah.
But that's string cheese.
Delicious.
Is that a brand? Is string cheese a brand?
I think so.
Probably.
I think so.
Quiz.
All right. Hit us.
Alright, so Drew, you have an advantage already because we slightly talked about this at work.
Listen, let's
not
be
about
honest.
The movie.
When don't I have
a slight advantage?
Because they tell you about it.
Nobody's ever told me.
All right, I'm gonna let's do it differently. I'm just gonna rapidly go through these, and I'm not gonna stop. All right, I'm not even gonna pause for you guys to.
Don't go too rapidly. I'm
okay.
Not that good at listening.
Yeah, you gotta fill a whole 7 minutes.
There's an actor.
Fill a hole.
Willem Dafoe is in this. And so is Forrest Whitaker. Director Oliver Stone.
The Last King of Scotland.
Takes place during the Cold War. Charlie Sheen is in it as well. And Johnny Depp.
Submarine movie.
Platoon.
U-571.
Platoon.
Nice.
I wanted to just see if doing it quicker was going to cause more
you gave
confusion.
Drew an even more bigger advantage.
What are you talking about? He heard exactly what you were hearing. The only reason I said he had an advantage is because he was like, no historical dramas.
Well, big surprise you picked one.
No, this isn't a fucking historical drama.
Hyped. This is a movie I've always wanted to see, but
I should add that I haven't seen this movie yet.
Cool.
I picked it because I wanted to see it.
I always get Platoon and Apocalypse Now confused.
Yeah.
Haven't seen either of them.
Yeah.
Which I know.
You haven't seen Apocalypse Now?
I know I'm fucking up. I don't know why.
Apocalypse Now.
It's like the movie too. I don't know. Well,
it's like an Odyssey film.
I always forget about that. That's Kubrick. I don't know why, but I don't.
Yeah. Well, Full Metal Jacket too.
Yeah.
I
kind of get those mixed up actually. Full Metal Jacket and Apocalypse Now
because they have what year is
similar themes.
What year? 1984. Let me guess.
Shit, I didn't write that down actually. This was definitely in the 80s, early 90s probably.
Platoon was 1986.
86, okay.
Because it's vintage Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm. No, right? Tom Cruise.
I mean Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen, yeah. Vintage Charlie. And Willem Dafoe is really young.
Still looks the same.
No, he has the same bone structure, but
he does look like an old man.
Like a young goblin.
Like a young goblin.
It's just funny.
A handsome young goblin.
It's just funny because
we're going to call him Defoe.
Do you think Willem Dafoe changed his name because he always plays villains?
Yeah, because
Dafoe.
Willem the villain.
Willem the villain. Oh my god. It's a synonym for Dafoe.
Dafoe. Like, he's just being a little gangster just for no reason. Yeah. I won't call me Dafoe. I always play the villain.
Yeah, you know Willem, he's Dafoe.
He's Dafoe.
Fuck him. Fuck Willem. He's Dafoe.
Let's call him Dafoe.
Yo, fuck Willem.
Dafoe is a great name for a goblin. Oh my god.
That sounds like a good,
Dafoe. Let's call him Dafoe.
Well,
that sounds like a good, rap name. Like a rapper named
Dafoe.
Dafoe.
Oh god. Or Prince.
Prince?
Yeah.
Or Prince?
Well, you know Prince. What? Prince never rapped, Andrew.
You're right.
Yeah, that's fucking racist.
How's that racist? What are you insinuating about rap?
That he's black.
Mm-hmm.
And he is.
Yeah. I didn't say anything.
Alright, so...
next week, tune in for Platoon, where we will travel to Vietnam and do a Dumbo drop live out of a helicopter.
They should do a cartoon about the Army called Platoon.
What?
Platoon.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Platoons.
Playtoon.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was so bad it fucking took me
So good, you mean? Not smart enough?
Listen.
Alright, we're just gonna just end?
No, we can keep talking. How much time do we have left?
I think we're done.
Are we done? Look at the... No, look at it. I want you to look at it.
I like it.
Alright, it's close enough, I guess.
It's the Club for Platoon.
We deleted our iTunes
Willem Foe.
So follow us on Twitter.
Really?
No, I don't know why he'd say that.
We deleted our Twitter, I should say. Follow us on Facebook.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We deleted our Facebook. Follow us on YouTube.
For Platoon, Willem Foe is a goblin.